in depth, but why you thought Great Manning really stood above the others.
Sure.
Thanks.
This is a federally funded transportation project, which the city utilized the which is engineers.
Sorry, we can't hear you back here.
Yeah, the problem, you could take it right out. Yeah, it's actually easier. Thank you.
Is that better?
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Oh, turning on helps too.
Just getting back to what I mentioned, this is the selection process for a consulting engineer on a federally funded transportation project. The project itself was put on the Transportation Improvement Program 5-year plan a couple of years ago, and we moved towards the first step of acquiring the federal funding, which is the assignment of a consulting engineer firm to do the design of the project. The project itself encompasses the corridor area from terminus of the Conner Street Bridge to 11th Street.
I don't even know.
Essentially doing is mill and fill, pavement improvements, sidewalk improvements, signalization improvements, and an assessment of where bike and pedestrian access could be integrated into it without a loss of accessibility to the buildings there. The process for choosing Creighton Manning came from an assessment of the list of 15 pre-vetted engineering firms from the New York State Department of Transportation. We sent out a solicitation of interest to all 15. I believe we got 8 replies through an assessment process recommended by the New York State Department of Transportation. We looked at each firm on its knowledge of the area and how a best fit for the project. And the highest process for DOT is that if after a proposal is provided to the sponsor, it's not accepted, you move on to the number 2 ranked firm, which I believe in this case was called Harbor, and so on and so on. Should the first ranked or second ranked or however be rejected, they cannot be reconsidered. So Creighton Manning has a firm grasp of this area. Involved with
On that note, Andy, I saw it in the mill and fill river in front. And I hate to deviate from this, but it kind of connects a little bit. Will that at all be impacted by the demolition? Because I was kind of curious. I know we're demolishing, obviously, the THA buildings, but it's scheduled for mill and fill down there. Like we went mill and fill before the demolition. I mean,
not that's beyond the scope of this particular project. This is just right after the bridge.
Right. But you don't know anything about the others.
No,
I can ask there.
no, that might be for CHIPS programming or an alternate asphalt program.
I did ask there, and I just like might know. Back to this one, Sandy, the match, have we already identified that, or do you know? I was talking to the other Andy, unless you know.
Well, it's a federal project that once this is done, then Department of Transportation will submit a master agreement, which then goes through the process as well. Federal reimbursement rate would be up to 95%, 80% state and so the city would be responsible for the 5%, which is
Oh yeah, I mean I saw it's too.
It was part of the 2022 capital. It was in the bond resolution passed at the budget meeting.
At the end of the year.
On November 30th, it was part of
have questions for Andy. Yep, Councilmember Min.
I just wanted to say that, this is a really important project to connect our downtown business district to the Ida business district, better connect RPI, get it in with the downtown. So very much looking forward to the work that this firm is going to do, and especially for adding accessibility for bicycles and motorized scooters, motorized bikes. Those are going to be something that I think we're going to see a lot more of throughout Troy, and this is a key corridor for that. So I really look forward to, staying abreast of the project, especially sidewalks. Everybody loves sidewalks. So thank you.
But we ultimately for alternatives, which will have the opportunity to.
Thank you.
Andy, the study that is happening also, is that somehow connecting to this, one with Portably and, or no? I see a laugh.
Well, hopefully, it's been a lot of fits and starts. This was the approved TIP project that was utilized for Congressman Taco's member item that would have provided Waterville intersection, the Troy intersection, bridge, as well as the general area down Front Street. As part of a much larger corridor project. Without that funding, we're doing it piecemeal. So that's why we have this existing on its own. Should the intersection project be approved and put on the upcoming new TIP, because we're doing an update with that right now, and it'll be selected over the next 4 to 6 weeks. There is a potential of incorporating that project into this project, just into economy scale, and utilizing a common engineering firm as well as just one project instead of two. So that whole area is just kind of a powder type potential of development if we can get funding for it. But as it exists right now, we just have to go one step forward. That's the first step.
And that area, how far up are you going? You're going 11th Street.
A mile.
Okay, so about a mile. For the TIP, real quick, are we going in on that with Portably? Because doesn't CDTC and a whole committee review those proposals?
Yes. Had earmarked in the state, would have been the sponsor, and Waterloo would have been, we would have had a municipal agreement to enter into with them, but we would have driven the project in its entirety. Since the bridge being the span that would integrate both municipalities is not in play, Waterloo has to pursue their intersection.
Oh, wow, that's a bummer. Yeah. Oh. All right. Are you going to the meeting
Oh,
in
yes.
4 to 6 weeks? Oh,
Oh, it's in the process. Yeah, it's been delayed. The first federal funding wasn't divulged because there was so much going on. And right now, my understanding is that the state has the information, but they're just waiting to release it. So we got some basic information saying that for transportation projects, we're looking at essentially a 3.3% increase over the past 5 years. So essentially it's flat. A large amount of money that might have gone into it got earmarked by the state for projects, pricey projects that are going to integrate communities that had highways divide them during the 50s. One is New York City, to Rochester, Syracuse, and Buffalo. So that took a lot of so the programming will commence next week, and it's kind of like Hunger Games.
yeah, no, I was fortunate to be at a couple of those. It is intense. When you see engineers going after money, oh yeah, it was, certainly for me in education. So that's good. I know that you have a lot of experience and anything we can do to help your efforts. I mean, this is like super important to get that connection. Don't get me wrong, Congress 11, great, but you need the bigger picture.
Absolutely.
Okay, any other questions? Andy, this was great. Thank you very, very much. Are you here for Campbell too?
It seems to have it's more
That's fine.
just something, that's the acceptance from the DOT.
Do you know the timetable for Campbell?
Instructions ready.
I figured.
So it's,
Okay, thanks, Andy. Really appreciate it. Okay, further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, resolution 45 carries 7-0. Resolution 46. Resolution commanding the fire department. Everybody is on this resolution. Do I have a motion? Motion, Councilmember Gully. Do I have a second? Second, Councilmember Soriento. I'll withhold any comments if we don't mind, and discussion is up to all of you, of course. Until the break. Okay. All in favor? Aye. 7-0. Resolution 47, resolution authorizing the implementation funding of the cost of 100% of the cost of a transportation project, which may be eligible for federal aid and or state aid or reimbursement from Bridge New York funds. Council President Mantello, at the request of the administration, is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Steele. Discussion. I did quickly, just for everybody. Andy, just so you know, Aaron gave me a really good memo, and I think I forwarded it to every. So, okay, cool. And we, the thing about this, the one thing that scared me, Andy, and alleviated my concern, was that, and I know the wording is always the same, run hook or gas. I mean, that's template wording, have the reimbursement, any above cost, we will have to. But we are fully covered 4.2. How the bids come in?
I think very good. I understand. It was bid, I believe, last year.
Awarded to Harrison and Burroughs. Okay, where were they at? Okay. CHA, prepare the, okay. Okay. Thanks, Andy. Any discussion, questions? Okay, thanks, Andy. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, resolution 47 carries 7-0. Last resolution, resolution 48. Resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Custom Body Equipment Company and its distributor, Vandermolen Fire Apparatus, for the purchase of a 2022 Type 3 ambulance, actually Type 1 II ambulance through the Sarswell Consortium. Council President Mantello, at the request of the administration, is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. We have the chief with us. If there are any questions, you want to wait or ask now? Okay. No questions. Well, please sit down. I was informed, I did ask if it was ARPA money or bond money, and it is. Resolution 48 carries 7-0. All resolutions will go to the regular meeting, which will in about 30 minutes. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion, Councilmember Steele. Is there a second? Second. Oh, that was at the beginning. No. No, general is at the city council meeting. Did you
Okay.
want to say something, sir? We do, feel free, I'm sorry, well, okay. You're here, otherwise you'd have to wait until the second meeting, which will be about an hour and a half. Hello, sir, if you could identify yourself, I apologize. Our motion to adjourn has been rescinded, if that's okay. Are we in agreement, Tiani? You're okay with that? Thank you. Hello, sir. If you could state your name and where you're from.
My name's David Clem. I live at 39 Sheridan Avenue.
Okay.
And before I begin, I just want to thank the city of Troy for their support for the Ukrainian community, the way they stood up for us through the hardships that we're facing. And I just want to say that. And the reason I'm here is I got my garbage tax bill. And I couldn't believe the increase in it. And one of the main reasons it upsets me a little bit is because when the garbage truck comes through my neighborhood, especially in the summertime. I mean, it seeps out. Right in the middle of the pandemic. I mean, I called the city, to come and see if they would clean it up or something. They told me, yeah, they'd send the truck up, a sweeper or whatever, to spray it. It's just terrible. And I just feel, I'm not paying for a service that I should be getting. It's just, to come out my door and smell that, especially in the summertime, I got my windows up, I can smell it. It gets to the point where I have to go out with my hose, I'm using my water, I'm using Clorox, spray it down, and, just to get rid of the odor. I'm here to just, is there a better way? One of my thoughts was, like down in South Troy, you have a transfer station of some sort. Close to it, I have a truck. I'd have no problem bringing it down there just to keep the trucks away from my house, although my neighbors can't do it, but it still isn't going to alleviate my problem. And another thing is, I looked into an outside source, and you guys are only beating them out by $1.50 a month. And my concern also is if I go to an outside vendor, then where are you guys going to go to recoup that money next? You know what I mean? And, I think it's a serious issue that needs to be faced and challenged. And you really need to take a really good look at it. Because it's not good,
Yeah.
especially after, was 11, at least an 11% rate hike. From I believe $390 a year last year to $38 this year. And, it really concerns me. I think it's a real concern. I'm sure other people have that issue all over the city.
Very true, sir. And we'd like to talk to you after this, a couple of us, okay? Do you mind? Thank you. Points. Very, very dead on. Thank you. Anyone else while you're here? Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Motion. Times two. Councilmember Ash McPherson, is there a second? Second, Councilmember Soriento. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned 7-0. See you all in about 25 minutes. Tiani, you want to just?
I'll keep it going.
Very good. Okay, we'll see you in about 25 minutes, Tiani. Thanks.
Good. Wait a second, are we really not starting the next meeting till 7 o'clock?
No. Yeah.
By law. But think about it, if we started.
So then let's start doing 6:45.
The only reason they start back to back is because normally they go after 7 o'clock.
Listen, This is unusual. Sir, we want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You want paper?
Yeah.
You want-
I did talk to Chuck. They have, no, they have certain places that they squeeze, like you said, all this juice and stuff. And they let it run down the hill at certain places. Long story short, yeah, they're not supposed to. They address this like every 6 months, and unfortunately our crews continue to do it on certain streets. They gotta stop it. I went to Bedford, you know where Bedford is? They have it there.
And we can't hear you, by the way, on the stream.
I sure will.
Better now?
All right, roll call,
Good now?
Maria.
Yeah, now we can.
Come-
Thank you.
Councilmember Gully, Councilmember Ash McPherson,
Present.
Councilmember Steele, Councilmember Men, Councilmember Conley Wilson,
Present.
Councilmember Soriento,
Present.
Council President Mantello.
I am here. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We have a chock-full agenda and we have some really important folks with us. So some resolutions, no ordinances, no local laws. I will take a motion to approve the, March regular council meeting minutes. Do I have a motion? Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, the minutes are approved. We're going to go right into good news. And then we have a special guest with us, Assembly Member John Mcdonald, who's breaking from the budget to come give us a legislative update. Well, let's do some good news. So if the council can join me up here. Ready? Okay. Thank you for joining us all. We're going to-
Who's up?
Okay, that's after. And Councilmember Ash McPherson was a cheerleading coach. So,
Aw.
Did you bring the tampons?
We're going to ask our Lansingburg boys bowling squad to please come up with your coach. If your coach isn't here, bring a couple of your parents that you feel, you know, all of your parents. Come on up. Come on up. Come on. All right, cool. Where's our councilman? Okay, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Come here. All right. All right, welcome everyone. We have some special guests with us this evening. We have the Lansingburg Varsity Boys Bowling Team. Let's welcome them to the Thursday Council. And here's the deal, you know, we want to have the parents and the family up here because we know as parents the commitment, and you as kids know the commitment your parents give to follow you to away games, come to your home games. How many days have you practiced? Uncle Sam Bowling, the old Alpha, you name it, Hilltop Bowl. But think about it, your parents are there every day, in and out, to support what you love. And remember, bowling, it's not just teaching you how to bowl. What's it teaching you?
Teamwork. Actually, it's a one person.
Yes, it's all good. Teaching you teamwork. It's teaching you maybe very good sportsmanship. It's teaching you. Where's my nephew?
How did you love a friendship?
Friendship. It's teaching you camaraderie. It's teaching you how to get along with folks. Sportsmanship. I played sports all my life, and look, here I am today as council president. I always thought I'd be the first woman in Major League Baseball. See where it turned? Saying that, we want to congratulate you on behalf of the city council. We want to say congrats. You made it to the States. I'm going to read a resolution, and quickly, we want to hear who's with us. Say your first name, last name. No relation to Leo. No relation to me. Awesome. Over here.
Alex Mecca.
Okay, and Jim Kelly was not part of your team back there, so. Listen, the city council is so proud of all of you. I want to read a resolution on behalf of the city council. I'd like Councilmember Ash McPherson to join me here because Councilmember Ash McPherson was following you guys in the press day in and day out. Carm, did you see this? Carm, did you see that? And I said, yeah, I said, my nephew's a part of the team, but we're so proud of you. And she's going to say a couple words in a minute.
So I just want to say you really did a great job, and I was really happy in following you and seeing that Lansingburg was going along great. And I do have to make a special acknowledgement to Goldstein. Golly, I saw the Goldstein here and I'm like, wait, this is not even her. Which child is this? So, very special. And your mother has taught my kid baseball. We were together as babies. They grew up together. And your mom was a very good friend of my family. And so when I saw the names in there, I'm like, this is awesome. So you guys did great. I'm so happy for all of you. So congratulations.
A plug for your aunt. One heck of a softball player, right here. Man. Yeah, she knocked me out. Saying that. All right. Whereas the Lansingburg boys varsity bowling team, you all attended Lansingburg High. How many seniors? All right. Next year, what are we gonna take? What are we gonna take next year? Louder. What are we taking next year? All right, that's what we want to hear. So we have the captain with us, Lucas Foster. Lucas, want to raise your hand? Captain? All right. All right, so Lucas and his team joined their teammates in achieving a winning season. And whereas in 2022, the Knights bowling team made the Section 2 Class B championship. And whereas the Knights won said championship, and whereas the Knights have made the Section 2 championship, how many times? 4 times over the past 6 years. And whereas the Knights varsity bowling team made the state championship games in Syracuse, and whereas the Troy City Council hereby congratulates the Lansingburg High School varsity bowling team for their dedication to their sport and the role models they are within the community. Like Coach Blanchett has said, the boys, they've got it, they've got each other's back. They play as a team. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulate the Lansingburg boys varsity bowling team. These are future leaders here in the city of Troy, here in our state, here in national, not just politics, but what do you want to go to college or what do you want to do after school? Okay. I still don't know what I want to do. Aaron. All right. He knows. Yep, this is a loop.
Probably join.
I love it. Awesome. Listen, future leaders, you're going to win the states next year. You're coming back next year. On behalf of the Troy City Council, we want to congratulate you all. We want to thank your families for being such a part of our community. We love you all. Congrats. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We'll take a picture. Hold that.
Oh, you want them?
Yep, sure. Awesome. Awesome. All right, let's grab a picture, guys. Let's Number one. Can you give us a little?
Jim and, Apple first. You know, on your tippy toes.
Everybody say, Lexington.
Oh,
Now, quick plug, I am an alumni of Lansingburg, and I just want to say what a fabulous program. You guys keep doing what you're doing, keep practicing. You're winning the states next year. Sky's the limit. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Five, 6, 7, 8.
hi. That was cute.
Now, what's the next?
That's great.
Where's the next? I need a rest of that, so I know.
Oh, JV, he's got them all.
Yeah. If anybody is out there and would like to take a seat, come on in. Thank you. Penguins in the hallway, come on in, lots of seats. All right? Seriously, she was awesome. And she coached my first. All right,
Shane,
folks, we have some special
JV and
folks
varsity,
with
right?
us, our second group. We want to congratulate the first going into JV. So we would ask Troy High Junior Varsity Cheerleading Team.
So cute. Oh my gosh. Did I do it right?
He might be a little. Oh, she got more.
I gave him to her.
All right, folks, Councilmember Soriento is with me, and Councilmember Soriento, this is near and dear to our heart, because Councilmember Soriento's daughter is a member of the varsity squad. Where is she? Natalia, right here, girl. All right, give it up, give it up. Okay, Councilmember Soriento, I know that this is very emotional, but seriously, tell us about just these incredible teams and take it away.
I'm gonna try not to embarrass my daughter, but I am so proud of you guys. I really am. So hard. And you know, and I love how you guys are just such a nice group. You know, you guys stick together, and it's just so great. Sorry.
It's okay.
Who's the flyer?
And I do regret not joining the cheerleading squad when I was in high school, but I was on the bowling team, so.
That's the best of both worlds.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, let's go, Nate. Diamond, I love it. Harry.
Cindy Farrow.
Awesome. Let's get that. This is what it's all about. This is our community. It's all about our community coming together, whatever it takes. And guess what? special people here, leaders, future, what do you want to go, where do you want to go after school? What do you think?
I want to go to Disney. I want to go to Disney.
Design.
Okay. I want to be a homicide.
Homicide detective, yeah, very nice. My dad's a retired detective and police I'm sorry, curiosity is telling me we're the homicide detective.
I don't know. I just think like.
So do you watch Criminal Minds? Oh, yeah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to congratulate the JV's cheerleading squad. The junior varsity, come here, Councilmember Soriento. I would ask you to read it, but I'm afraid you'll cry throughout it. So, unless you feel comfortable, let's do it. Here. Okay. Whereas the junior varsity cheerleading squad practices for competitions daily, and whereas during the winter season cheers, the junior varsity basketball team, and whereas we recognize not only their school spirit, but true athleticism. And whereas the junior varsity came in first place against Shaker High School, their first competition, and whereas the Flying Horses Junior Varsity Cheer Squad came in third place at the Suburban Council Championship, which is still amazing.
Amazing.
And whereas the Troy City Council hereby congratulates the Troy High School Junior Varsity Cheerleading Team for their dedication to the sport and the role models they are within the community.
Carm,
Like head coach,
she's trying to tell the coaches.
that's Divio.
Yeah.
Where's our coach? Where's our coach? Come here, coach. Come here, coach. We gotta get the hair up. Ladies and gentlemen, coaches. Hey, coach. So nice. Congratulations. These athletes have laid the foundation and set the standard for a future successful program. Congratulations. Okay, no more crying, coach. Oh, boy. I'll get someone, Shane, please. The coaches come. Real quick, we want to ask you to do a cheer. All right, can we? Come on, a quick cheer, girls.
No jumping. No jumping. This is what you do. Let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let's do it. 5, 6, 7, 8.
DHS is number 1. All right.
Did Natalia put you up to this?
You do such a great job. And if it wasn't for the coaches coming out and spending all this time with the kids, thank you so much for what you do because it puts so much into it.
Thank you.
So on behalf of the Troy City
Thanks a lot, guys.
Council, and listen, on behalf of the Troy City Council, we want to say congratulations. Go get them next year. Do whatever you want, whether it's a homicide detective, whether it's college, listen, follow your heart. And as Kim Ash McPherson stated, thank you to the coaches. Thank you to the parents. Wave your hands, parents out there. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's give it up for the JV Troy cheerleading squad. Okay, let's take a picture. Coach, and Shane will grab you.
So.
All right, here we go.
All right, flying horses on three. 1, 2, 3.
Carm.
Okay, we are next going to ask the varsity cheerleading tri-high flying horses cheerleading squad.
Are they different?
No, they're the
This is awesome. All right, look at this, folks.
Carm.
Look at this.
Just so you know, it's that one's for the guy. These are for all the other girls. So just so when it says like he and she. That's all. Okay.
All right, let's go through. Names.
Diana Floyd.
Jordan Fellini.
Angela Mendoza. Gabriella Davis.
Natalie who? Sorry. Hello.
Isabella Stanton. Kelsey
Take it away, Councilmember Soriento.
I will cry. I'm not gonna embarrass her, you know, but
you will.
I am so proud of you all. I can't, you know, I mean, I have no, I'm at a loss of words. I've seen what you've done, and it's amazing. And Coach, thank you for putting up with my daughter. And so we all work together. But you know what? No, I mean, Natalia has made so many great friends, and you know, I'm just proud.
Wow. Congratulations. Woo-hoo! Let's give it up for Troy. Varsity cheerleader. You know, I know you've heard it. You fly? I know that you've heard it time and time again this evening, but guess what? You are our future. We thank you for being a part of our community. What are you thinking about after school, or what are you thinking about after this evening's event? I love it. I love it.
Joined the SUNY Global Scale for Animal Science.
Yeah. Veterinarian or?
I want to work with
That's awesome. Do you have a zoo in mind?
Columbus.
That's awesome.
Becoming a veterinarian.
I love it.
Yeah.
I know. Driving your mom crazy. What about your dad?
I don't know. Going to the Fashion Institute of Technology to study fashion business management. Majoring in biology. Majoring
Listen, on behalf of the City Council, we all want to say congratulations. It takes incredible dedication, passion for everything you've accomplished. You have your lives ahead of you. Follow your heart. Make it happen. Follow your dreams. Sky is not the limit. You are going to go even farther than the sky, okay? And what do you feel cheerleading, real quick, brought to you? What do you feel?
Oh, okay. Okay. I feel like cheerleading brought me a lot of confidence and given me like the opportunity to be able to branch out of my comfort zone and make good friends.
Yes.
That's it. Let's give it up. That's what it's all about. That's awesome.
Just having fun with a bunch of people that I love.
Making you.
Let's give it up to the varsity cheerleaders club. We just want to say congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. Go get them next year. And thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And thank you to your coach. Thank you to your parents. Thank your hands, parents. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, yeah.
You can join.
All right, flying horses on three. 1, 2, 3.
Flying horses.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Coach, here's all the varsity girls. You're welcome.
No, try football practice, probably.
Being a coach as a cheerleader. Yeah. Really a great sport. And the kids really do well.
Irene, look at your dad. He's just so cute. Look at him. What's his name? John. John. It's all right. Listen, don't worry about that. Don't worry. Oh, listen, anytime he cooks, something good, you tell him to bring it over. My parents are in Florida, I miss it. No, you're right. It's all good.
Hey, Carlo. Thank you. Yeah, so listen. Natalia, she didn't seem too psyched having you here.
She doesn't like being.
My God, we cleared out here.
Yeah.
That's the fun stuff.
I gotta buy her more Dunkin' Donuts.
Come in, guys.
Or
Thank you.
Dunkin'
Come on in
Donuts,
there, Aaron.
Starbucks.
That'd be great. I see Tom Blake back there. You better get your rear end in here, mister.
Let me turn my mic off.
Hi, Ryan.
Oh my God.
All right, we are going to continue our regular meeting here at the Tri-State Council, and we have a special guest with us. Yeah, perfect. I want him to face the crowd. We have a special guest with us, and that is our Assembly member, John Mcdonald. I want to welcome him. John actually left the budget discussions over in the Assembly Chamber to come visit us, talk about what's happening over in state government, the legislature. It's a crazy place right now, and I really want to thank John for joining us and breaking from session to give us an update. Thank you, John.
Okay, no problem.
So thank you, President and Talon, to the council, and, I reached out to the president a couple of weeks, actually a couple of months ago. Well, because it's a new term, new council, we always try to just to make sure we know who we chose. The reality is, we're all representing the same people one way or the other. And you have districts, my district is called Troy. Oh, excuse me, encompasses part of Troy. And if I'm successful this coming November, I will actually represent the whole city of Troy, so I look forward to that opportunity. And I can actually go to 41, knowing that I'm going in there, I'm truly in my district.
I like it when you come to my camp.
I know.
And John, if you want to hold that right now, it's
Can I
up
do
to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So, when we first started scheduling dates, this was the registration for February, and then had a conflict in March, and I was going to talk about what's being proposed in the budget. Guess what? Tonight, I thought when we sent the April, I said, this is good. I can give them a recap of what happened in the budget. And actually, we are about ready to start voting on the first of several budget bills. So sometime between tomorrow night and Saturday morning, we'll probably be done with the budget. So if you don't mind, I'll just talk a little bit about what's going on. with it. $20 billion. A lot of it. The truth of the matter is those federal funds are one-time expenses. So the budget took so long to get done. It's because there are a lot of worthy causes out there, particularly in the field of human services. That's whether it's home care, whether it's elderly disabled, mental health, that really have been deprived of funds for the past several years. You need to catch up. Reality is you can only catch up so far because in 2 or 3 years, that's going to happen. So we have a lot of debate on that aspect. And I'm glad to say that we are making some significant improvements in what we're paying those individuals to be direct service providers for the development of the state, for individuals who are struggling with substance use. And also those who are working in home care, whether it's in the long-term care arena, nursing homes, also in the community. I see the fire departments here, they probably know exactly what they do. Frequent flyers, that's what I used to call them back in the day. And at the end of the day, we provide better service in the home. Maybe it'll help reduce a little bit of stress in the community. The average person making less family income, less than $250,000, direct rebate check, property tax, the state coming back to them probably in the late summer, early fall this year, and it will not be insignificant. Depending, the city is going to be about 50%, but around this area, probably be $800 to $900 per household, which is not an insignificant number. It's because we're using some of the one-time funds to provide relief to families and taxpayers here in the state. We are continuing some small business tax credit programs to help small businesses get back on the road. As you will hear with a lot of fanfare, depending on where you sit on it. The goal is now there are a lot of restaurants will be able to continue to sell handmade cocktails and put some restraints in there because we don't want to hurt small. People, we got into a battle between restaurants, liquor stores, and most people realize that liquor stores are still businesses. You can't hold them on one license. Now, granted, the difference between Dursos and Cahos is just a mom-and-pop operation. Most are left, they all are one small business. So we didn't want to hurt one house to the other. But the reality is, we don't know where the pay is. We don't know if we're going to get into shutdown. God, I hope not. And I think we've got enough cautions in place to make sure that's happening. But on the other hand, there are a lot of people who will drink. It is what it is. These meetings get much more exciting.
John, stick around.
Well, that's the adult part of it. There's so much, there's a lot of capital investments that are going to be happening. These are one-time occurrences. Obviously, you've heard about the biggest one out there, which is Buffalo Bills. That's actually money coming from the it's still state level, so I'm not going to stack that one wrong. Or significant.
I'm really proud of you guys. Seriously.
No, here in the capital region, we're always working on providing a public option for students. Connected with public health, and artificial intelligence, and homeland security, and we're going to be seeing $75 million to provide that low cost option. Now, listen, RPI is here in Troy. It's a well-esteemed, respected, and understood opportunity, but not every family can afford $70,000 a year in tuition. Option. And the capital region has not had an option, so it will be an option. And that's been an effort that we've been working on. So that day, George Amador in a day, and then Michelle Hitchens now for the capital region, and I'm glad that we're seeing some capital investment here in the capital region. One area that is always a little bit challenging, depends on where you sit, where your views are in the school. We are making changes to that. It's been an issue. There's a lot of injustices done years ago. We need to change before the pandemic. The pandemic hit, the worst case scenario happened. So a lot of areas where we need to improve. And we're making, we definitely get away from the basic principles, but the same token, people found they thought they had the liberty to call, keep committing repeat crimes and getting away with it. And that came. People found it that kids were able to drive around in downtown Troy or Albany with 3 illegal firearms in their possession. It can't happen. And therefore, bail is going to be reinstated in those cases and in more situations where there's a lot of repeat offenses. At the same token, there are programs and investments being put into place. There are individuals who are struggling with mental health, with substance use. I remember one of my people that made the greatest impact on me was Father Peter Young, who started recognizing that individuals with substance use have a disease, not addicts, they got a problem, we need to help them. Get them into a stable environment, stabilization centers established, so that way people have the options that they didn't have before. Now, I've gone to the Albany and drug graduation of the drug courts, and it's been great to see the people who've actually made the decision to turn around their lives. One of the misgivings of bail was that option got removed. Instead of being in front of a judge and say, listen, you screwed up. You can go to jail, you can go get treatment. Then we'll go out the back door and then get eaten. The reality is, we're doing them disservice. There's also programs in place. People are committing some of these criminal acts because of poverty. There's people hook them up with services. Difference though between stealing a threat to feed the family, stealing a chainsaw, selling it. And we need to be very mindful. As you know, we've had a eviction moratorium in place for a long period of time. We are putting another $1.1 million into support, clearing up not all, but most of the backlog claims when it comes to tenants eviction, but also a small amount, about $300 million for landlords where the tenant just got up and left. And we've made some improvement. It's not perfect. The moratorium has to come to an end at some point, because at the end of the day, people need to accept the responsibility. A year ago, I say a year and 15 months ago, yeah, jobs weren't as opportunity. A lot of places to look for it, but for the last year, they went to. We have a lot of people looking for people. So this is gonna be, what I think, a similar moment where they gotta fish or cut bait and start to take responsibility for the bills, but also get back into the workforce. There's a lot of people, a lot of businesses look for people. There's a lot of opportunity for people. And quite frankly, it's an employees market now. You can pretty much get what you want when you want in a big. So we have a lot of money being invested in the workforce training programs. You know, I look at all the groups here in Troy, particularly, there's just going to be greater youth build and things like that. It's going to be great opportunities to really introduce people into the building trades and obviously a lot of support from the board, which is really the first to be recognized because they are so quick to catch on what the market needs. And so people graduate, getting good middle class jobs. And as you know, there's a $500 million being invested in the Port of Albany. Now, it's a little riddle for everybody. The Port of Albany includes Albany and Rensselaer County. And there's going to be about 500 good middle-class careers, not jobs, careers being developed in the wind turbine manufacturing industry. Happening here in the capital region. These are going to be, I always look at it, my grandfather, his career was working on the rail. Back in the day, the D&H employed. I think this is going to be that the upcoming generation. It's going to be someplace where they're going to learn trades and be able to work. And it's not, yes, it's in the south end of Albany. Yes, there's going to be outreach within the south end, but it's not just restricted. And we need to do a good job collectively, funnel people into those programs because they need to hire. Building trades needs to hire in many aspects. So a lot of workforce training. It's really kind of getting folks to be more self-sufficient. So a lot of good stuff in the budget. You know, there's always things you're disappointed with. Personally, my major disappointment. We have a lot of small businesses here in Troy and throughout the region. We've got a $9 million tab for all employment that we have to pay back to the federal government. And we didn't put one penny towards this year. And that's obviously the reason why is because at the end of the day, yeah, it's us to the employer. It has an impact on the employees. It has an impact on the people who use that business. It has a major impact, has an impact on local governments. One thing I want to mention, because I can talk about hours and I shouldn't bore myself. What's probably more important and pressing for this body than any other local body. April 16th is coming, and this auction, I know Keanu is with us virtually this evening, is what's going to happen. So we're hoping sometime in the wee hours, we put forth a option for local governments to adopt. We're not mandating it by any stretch of imagination, but an option where you would have to go to a public hearing to determine how you would want to conduct virtual meetings if you choose to. And you will also allow for situations where elected officials could participate virtually, but the council is going to be able, we're going to give parameters. Now, obviously, things happen. People, I read today how the public works commission, yeah, I've seen it. We've seen many elected officials that still have the experience in the contact of the community, but they may be struggling with a personal illness and physically can't make a meeting. The question is, should that community still have representation? And I would think you would say yes. So you'll have that option to kind of make your own rules in that aspect after going through the public process. I think that's fair. Now we may have the requirement that there needs to be a quorum, there needs to be 2/3 of the members present. I think just for a lot of different reasons, you don't have to go through a government virtual or anything like that. That could happen, you never know.
I think that.
They did it in Whitehall, so I know they did it with a school board. So but I think it's important that, this is one of the things I was involved with. Don't mandate everyone to give them some options, because at the end of the day, you're going to codify it into your code. down the road, if you find out this is working, or it's not, you can make changes to it, right? So, and the only other thing I'll mention, which I don't think really impacted Troy too much. Andrew would be able to state this better than I, but we were, back when things were tough 2 or 3 years ago, we put in a couple different things. One really impacted the counties and the mostly distressed hospitals to get more aid back to the hospitals in the state. But there was another one that was the payment on local governments. That's good. So depending on how things were going with sales tax, I have not met a local government yet that hasn't told me their sales tax is up significantly, which is good. Enjoy it while you got it, because it's not going to be around forever, just like federal money. We're taking that in a separate way, so that way, whatever you're supposed to get, you're going to get. So that's a good one. Now, I know also I get up and I've known Chris since he was a baby. Because Chris's mom has been a long time. We didn't take the day two to him and say, listen, there's an outstanding issue. We got hurt on a grant. It was a Department of State grant. And the governor cut aid to local governments. He held back their aid, if you remember correctly, like 20%. Then they restored it 100%. When we realized, well, he didn't restore the money on grant. So I think within his first year or two, he said, we want to get this money back. And I went to Ways and Means and said, what are you going to do about this? So your aid is going to increase by that. So you're going to see it coming. And I just, it's interesting because not a lot of, I know only one of the local government that's actually identified the problem. And there's been rectified. So you have to be 108, so I'm happy.
Thank you.
It just goes to show you that as much as whenever they say, yeah, everyone has to be restored, well, not everything is restored. So I'm glad that Chris picked it up pretty quickly and we're able to do it within the budget. Which is important. So that being said, I left my business cards with the city clerk. Most of you know how to get hold of me anyway. But do that, you know, it's always important to have that dialogue, whether we agree or not. It's always important. Because I know being in the assembly for 10 years, I've actually learned an awful lot by hearing other people. So I may not always agree, but I know much more. Any questions or comments that comes?
You know what, John, I just want to say, I think John's always very, very humble. What I like about John, and we've known each other a long time, he comes from our club. He was a local official. He gets it. He gets the importance of local. So I can't thank you enough for bringing the state message here, even though, like, I know what's going on over there. You're in the majority, so I'll even hear more what's going on, which is really cool. Because I gotta tell my boss about unemployment. But John and I actually saw each other at an event. And one of the things we talked about was North Lansingburg in the Fresh Chopper Plaza and 1011 Second Ave. And I won't get you in the middle of that, but John and I talked about the opportunities that gave me. And real quick, if you just want to expand upon, you know, just the support and the opportunities that we have in Northburg, because John was like, I really want to help if I can.
We do actually. You know, I look at the picture and say, sometimes people look at the hose on it and what a great opportunity, right? It's just, and it can be done. It can be done right. It can be done with the proper, you know, code. How do I say it? Proper setbacks. It's a great opportunity. Support in that area, help to make this. Because I think one of the things I found in my experience as mayor was maybe including public amenities in your project. Something as simple as a walkway. Not that simple first. There's always some Indian that wants something. That's going to have to be looked at, right? But secondly, though, it's about experience public access to the interest. Let's face it. My chapter was always been very good in the community. Moving on. Well, let's see what else we can do. Going back. What is concerning to me is I always thought, you know, you saw recently my chapter has supposed number Saratoga.
Yeah.
Which I always thought would be the model for urban grocery stores.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, this is my healthcare side. One one of the problems we have with diabetes and obesity is that most people don't have access to affordable fresh food. And it's particularly in the urban areas where we struggle. You know, I'm sure if I asked the chief how many people got over 600 pounds in the city, not 3 or 4, probably about 40 or 50 in the city. You know, I was at 15 to 20 when I was there.
Yep.
And the reality is we need to provide access to, in that model, the grocery store on the first floor and several built layers up of good market rate housing. So, I've always enjoyed working with the city. I want to glad I'm going to have the opportunity to have the whole city as an opportunity. And I've been staring at Nancy from the mayor's office. I've been there for 13 years. My kids went to school in Catholic High, so I'm very familiar with the neighborhoods, familiar with the challenges.
Awesome.
Thank you. Whatever you want. It's your chamber, not mine.
Mayor.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind joining us. Yes. Not gonna let it. We'll say state budget. State budget.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, I like that. John, this is us. Head and back. Yeah. Thank you, John. Thanks. John, this is Maria Devonis. Maria Devonis, our clerk.
Hi. Hi, how you doing?
Stanley. Nice Irish name.
Sure.
He just comes on.
Camera.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Real quick, Shane, we're going to bump up resolution. Bear with me. I am going to bump up, resolution 46. Clerk, you could read resolution 46.
Resolution 46, resolution commending the Troy Fire Department. Council President Mantello, Councilmember Gully, Councilmember Ash McPherson, Councilmember Steele, Councilmember Men, Councilmember Conley Wilson, Councilmember Soriento.
Okay, we're going to read the rest on the floor. And first, is there a motion? Motion. It's a tie, everyone. Councilmember Ash McPherson, is there a second? Second, Councilmember Men, beat you to the punch. Discussion, we're gonna go on the floor. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 46, clerk?
Resolution 46 passes, 7 ayes, 0 noes.
Okay, now we can ask our Troy firefighters to join us on the floor.
I'll leave it there now because it's gonna, all the firefighters.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys. I apologize.
Do you want it?
Come on over here.
Carm, do you want it?
Which one's Tom Blake? I wonder. Good image of it. Come on over, guys. Don't be shy. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, they're in the front row. They're in the front row. Where's the chief? Chief and Eric Wisher. Chief and Eric.
So now you can really say,
Chief McMahon.
so now you can say the council was always behind us. How do you think we did? We don't even do that.
Thank you so much. You know, this is always emotional for me, Councilmember Soriento, only because, you know, our first responders, they're amazing. They don't know what's behind that door when they reach a fire. our police force, the same thing. We know that domestic violence, you can't take it for granted. And this is why I love our law enforcement. They're just incredible folks, our first responders. They've come to my house for my son James a few times with his epilepsy. And, they're incredibly professional, personal, and they're just here to protect us here in the city of Troy. And I just can't thank all of you enough on behalf of the city council. The chief, a couple days after an incredible rescue, contacted me, and we all have our differences, whatever. I will tell you, we have an incredible leader here in both the UFA and our chief. Chief called me and said, Carmela, and he said, I know the city council always wants to go above and beyond and, recognize our first responders. And she said, Carmela, these guys just had an incredible rescue on Fifth Ave. And I followed it in the press, I followed it in the papers, but you guys were there. And like I said, you don't get a second to risk your life. And you might go 2 months, you might go 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours without a call. And then all of a sudden that call comes, you jump in the river, you jump in the house, you do everything you can to rescue anyone in that building, whether it be a cat, dog, or a human being. We want to thank you for everything you do from the bottom of our hearts. And I want to turn it over to Chief McMahon. He's the one that called me, and he knows what you guys did that very night.
I just want to thank everybody in the city council. I'd like to thank the administration. This is truly an incident in which 1,000 small little pieces fell into place. The dispatch worked fantastic. The guys were right around the corner. They spotted the rig. They placed the piece of apparatus exactly where it was supposed to be. They were able to go up and rescue that individual and get him down incredibly quickly. It was truly a remarkable rescue. Then on top of that, this fire had such a deep burn. It had such a head start on us. Like you just said a few moments ago, that these buildings, when they burn, these guys, they have no idea what they're going into. Firefighter Brian Reardon, we knew that there was a massive hole in the floor in one section of the building. It turns out that it had migrated to another section of the building. He falls through the floor. The guys were right there, able to grab him, pulling him out of the hole. All of the training kicked in, how to rescue a downed firefighter in the middle of the building, guys calling maydays, guys running to his aid. And it's 1,000 small little pieces just all coming together and just working the way that it's supposed to. And I'm just so thrilled that everything worked out the way that it was supposed to for our firefighter that was, that fell through the hole, and also the citizen, the fact that he was able to be rescued, speaking to his dad. I have no idea what it would be like. I have children myself. I have no idea what it would be like to lose a child in a fire, but these hats off to these guys. They do it every single day. And this was a dramatic one, but they were out there all day today. They're doing it. They'll be out there tonight. And from now until the end of time, these guys are going to be there doing what they do every single day. And personally, I couldn't be more proud of them. They're just doing absolutely fantastic.
This guy behind me, Tom Blake and I went to school together, and I saw it right when he walked in the door. I'm like, spitting image of your dad. So I love to see generations, and your dad just thank you guys. Thank you so much. So whereas Box 426 was struck at 4:15 a.m. for an alarm of fire at 2184 Fifth Avenue. And whereas engines 4, 2, and 6, the rescue squad, trucks 1 and 2, medic 4, and tar 4 responded to reports of a building on fire with a person trapped on the 3rd floor of the structure. And whereas fire department units confirmed the trapped individual hanging out the third floor window. And whereas Lieutenant Thane Riley, which I'm saying, thank you, Thane, and firefighter Tom Blake set up truck 2, moved their bucket into a position to safely rescue the man from the third floor window and lowered him to the ground without injury. And whereas while the other crews on scene worked to search for other occupants and to put out fires in multiple parts of the structure, a second and third alarm were struck to bring in more manpower to help battle the fire. And whereas during the course of the fire, firefighter Brian Reardon fell between the floor joints in a burnt out portion of the second floor. And whereas firefighter Patrick Hume transmitted a mayday, and Captain Michael Bailey and Deputy Chief Jared Behringer were able to safely remove firefighter Reardon from the building. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Troy City Council does hereby pause in its deliberations to commend its fire emergency responders for your courage, dedication, and commitment to duty, and especially for a job very well done. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, Troy's bravest on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bravest.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Let's give it up for Troy.
Come on, give me that back. Oh my God, you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening. Some really incredible speech or people. I am now going to open the public comment period, 30-day public comment period for the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Amendment Notice of Proposed Project Funding, City of Troy 2022-23 Annual Action Plan. Just so folks are aware, the plan is online. If you have any questions, call Carolyn Skripchak. You have 30 days to comment. There's a public comment portion. I do want to amend, clerk, we have to amend the date from April 1st to April 30th. So we don't need a motion or anything, just so the council's aware there was a typo that Carolyn put in, okay? There aren't 31 days in April, I don't believe. All right, thank you, Council Member Soriento, for catching that. Let's go to the public forum. Would anyone like to speak on any item on the agenda? Yes. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Awesome.
I do actually want to speak about one item that is not on the agenda today. I'd like to comment on traffic management that is currently occurring in our city. Sorry, microphone.
Oh, the bottom.
Click the bottom.
Yeah, I can take
I'll do that.
it. Chief.
I'd like to address traffic management in our city. Between 4th Street, Congress, Pauling, and Spring Ave, these are the major thoroughfares throughout our city. Currently, at the intersection of 4th and Jackson, we have a light that has been out now for over 3 weeks. At that intersection, there is not only a church, but also a school for small children. Since it is a major thoroughfare, we have many speeders that travel through our city northbound on that street. I don't want to see, and I know the council does not want to see family, a loved one, a child. running to that area. And for the city, to explore different options to curb the traffic in that area. Additionally, at the intersection of 15 and Congress, that light has been out for over 6 months now. If you travel towards Brunswick at 4:30 to 5:30 in the evening, the cars line up all the way to A Street. This has been happening now for months and months and months. Something needs to happen. At the intersection of Spring and Pauling at Sacred Heart School, there is no protected left-hand turn arrow. There are 2 lanes that diverge. So what happens is that you end up with 3 cars that are on an island waiting for the cars coming from Wynantsteel to come down after the light turns red. Only those 3 cars can go left. Additionally, today, I'm very thankful that the city is doing a lot of work to repair all of the roads on Pauling Ave. Their timing today, however, was very poor. The reason why it was very poor is because the intersection of Pauling and Spring during the school drop-off time, not allowing parents to drop off with the children, and additionally, not allowing those that live outside of the community but travel down Spring Ave to go to 787 to go to their jobs. I implore that the city work with our construction workers, work with DPW, work with our contractors so that we can run more efficiently.
Right on there. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thanks. Would anyone else like to speak on any item on the agenda? Okay, we're going to close the public forum. Clerk, resolution.
Resolution 33, resolution confirming the appointment of Christopher J. Nolan as City of Troy Deputy Mayor, Councilmember Steele at the request of the administration.
Motion, Councilmember Ashman Pearson. Do I have a second? Second, Councilmember Gully. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes.
I
Resolution
want to take a minute. Oh, go ahead.
7 ayes, 0 noes. Resolution 33 passes.
I want to congratulate Chris officially to you. Yes, I should have said it.
During the discussion, I didn't think of it. I just want to comment. When we tabled this, because a few of us wanted to have conversations with Chris, and we were able to have our meetings and sit down and have lengthy conversations, and a lot of our concerns were addressed, and I'm wishing him the best of luck.
Thank you.
I will be
Councilmember.
terrorizing you.
We all will.
Same.
I have it. Thank you, Council Member. All right, resolution 38.
Resolution 38, resolution confirming Kim Ash McPherson's appointment to the Troy Local Development Corporation, Council President Mantella.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Soriento, stepping up to the plate. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Men. Okay, discussion. Councilmember Ash McPherson, we have nothing but faith in your ability to represent us on the LDC. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Are you abstaining?
Abstaining.
Thank you. 6 ayes, 1 abstain. Resolution 38 passes.
Resolution.
Resolution 39, resolution confirming appointments to the Troy Industrial Development Authority, Council President Mantella at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Ben. This was passed at the finance meeting, and a couple people are being added. We have council members.
Steele,
Thank you.
Gully,
Councilmember Steele, Councilmember Gully, And I believe there's one more reappointment. Yeah. For the public's knowledge, here we go. I apologize. We have Councilmember Steele, Councilmember Gully, and Latasha Gardner and Susan Farrell, who are being reappointed, and Albert Watson, Justin Nago will be the chair. So saying that, is there further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I think we need to abstain.
Yeah.
Abstain. Or two.
And Councilmember Conley Wilson, it's, if you want to jump in, just give Maria a high sign. We'd be happy, to make sure that, we can hear you, okay? Awesome, thank you. Further discussion? Awesome, all in favor, aye? Aye. Abstain? And opposed?
5 ayes, 2 abstains. Resolution 39 passes.
Thank you. Resolution 40.
Resolution 40, resolution to proclaim April 2022 as Autism Awareness Month in the city of Troy in conjunction with National Autism Awareness Month and World Autism Awareness Day, April 2nd, 2022. Council President Mantello, Councilmember Gully, Councilmember Ash McPherson, Councilmember Steele, Councilmember Men, Councilmember Conley Wilson, Councilmember Soriento.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Is there a second? I'm sorry, Councilmember Steele, sorry. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Gully. It's my hearing. Saying that, I will, just read a couple of paragraphs. We all know what this is about. We all know how important it is. But this is all about autism awareness, folks. And the city council, we continue our commitment to the Think Differently initiative to encourage more inclusiveness and accessibility for the developmental disabilities and special needs community. I want to jump to whereas many children on the spectrum often share common core symptoms, which include impaired social interactions, such as reluctance to join group activities at school, not being aware of the needs of others, impaired communication, and other impairments. And autism is a disease with significant unmet patient needs, and it's a complex developmental disability that typically appears during the first 3 years of life and affects a person's ability to communicate and interact with others. Lastly, be it therefore resolved, the Troy City Council proclaims April 2022 as Autism Awareness Month in the city of Troy in conjunction with National Autism Awareness Month and World Autism Awareness Day, which just passed this weekend. I just want to say quickly, James, as you know, last month we talked about epilepsy awareness. James has certainly complex issues. He is on the spectrum, and from day to day, you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth or what's going to happen. But these are really special people, and the more we can just accept, include, and make people aware that they're not different. They're just like us, and we have to do everything humanly possible to get the word out there. So I want to thank the council for joining me on this, and it's near and dear to my heart. And I'd open it up to any other comments. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Resolution 40 passes.
Resolution 41.
Resolution 41, resolution, Troy City Council implores the mayor and administration to implement a quality of life task force. Council President Mantello, Councilmember Gully, Councilmember Ash McPherson, Councilmember Soriento.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Discussion. I just want to say on this one, I hope that we can unanimously pass this, and I really would hope that our new deputy mayor, now no more acting deputy mayor, really works to get our agencies, our departments to work together in areas in our neighborhoods where we know illegal dumping, code violations, ATVs, wreaking havoc. in our neighborhoods. And we know there's only a few bad apples out there, but they're killing our neighborhoods. And it's time that we all work together, step up to the plate. And all we're asking is for the administration and the mayor to really put together this task force to really target areas, educate, enforcement, and we're here. You're not going to do it alone. We're here to help whatever we can do to assist this effort. We truly believe in this concept. It's not about more staff. It's about coordination, efficiency, and proactiveness. So whatever we can do to help this effort, I can't speak on behalf of the council, but I'll do everything humanly possible to really help you to implement this task force.
Council President?
Yes, Councilmember Min.
You know, one of the things I think as we bring our various departments and their expertise together to the table to brainstorm, I think it's also important that we include both, landlords who care about their neighborhoods, homeowners, property owners, and I think we'll also find support from the business community who's also impacted by quality of life issues. And one of the things that I would ask, for a task force is to set some measurable goals. Because there's many people who live in Troy, not only want to know that something is being done, but they want to have something tangible to point to. Whether it's as simple as proof that every single one of our city cameras works and demonstrating something simple like that. It makes it, we need to build trust. And so I think, in moving, if we move this forward, when we're asking, what we're asking for is please give concrete goals and then show outcomes. And even if those outcomes are incremental, if we're moving in the right direction, that's what matters.
Thank you. Awesome. Good comments. Further discussion, comments.
Council President?
Yes, Councilmember Steele.
I think this is certainly well intentioned. Quality of life issues, we hear from our constituents all the time. This is what really matters to them. I just personally don't think we need another task force. My feeling has been all along that we need to invest in our workforce. And so I'm not in favor of another layer of bureaucracy, whether that's the intention or not. That's the way I'm personally viewing it. I wonder, have we had conversations with the administration on this concept? Have we talked with them about this? I don't know that we need to have legislation imploring. It seems to be, to me, a bit of an empty message. So I certainly support all we can do for quality of life, but I just don't think that the task force is going to accomplish that. I would wish we had agreed at budget time to put the people that the boots on the ground, that the ones that are really going to do the work and not talk about the work. That's my personal view.
Further comments, discussion. Councilmember Ash McPherson.
I just want to address the comment that Councilman Steele made about have we spoken to the administration? I've probably sent 1,000 emails, phone calls to different departments over and over, asking what we can do, what can be done. Dealing with our alleys, dealing with our streets, with the illegal dumping. This has just gotten worse over the years. I don't think it's a bureaucrat trying to get a team together to get out there and really start block by block. Councilwoman Men had mentioned to me tonight about maybe utilizing and adding to it community members, which is another great point of adding more people to try to fix the problem that's broken. To try and have people take the block and once it's cleaned up and become responsible for it. I mean, this is something that these are health issues. We have I don't know how many alleys you have up in your area, but I have a ton of alleys, and when I'm going down and watching seeing dirty diapers and the crows and the mess, these are health issues that have to be addressed. And it's not just the administration that we're pouring everybody to take a look at what's going on. We've got to fix it, because if we keep on letting it go, it's going to get even worse. We're going to have disease more. And this is something I think we really should look into. So, thank you.
Further questions, discussion?
Council President?
Yes, Councilmember Gully.
I just think that when you have a problem, you bring multiple people that work in different departments together to collaborate, and you bring people from the community to collaborate, a lot of things can be discussed and a lot of ideas can be brought out, and a lot of generation of focus on an area can be done. I think that's a positive thing. No one person can do it. We can't work on the staff we have, but putting them together creates a team. And that team could specifically focus on the idea of working in these troubled areas one block at a time. And honestly, I don't think filling those other positions would have conquered this goal that we're trying to have, which is how to get invested in the community enough to work the blocks, clean them up, and get the neighbors to be proud of their areas. Kim and I had a great experience yesterday. I won't share it because it really doesn't matter at this point. But the reality is that when you bring the right people together, things can happen. You try to do it yourself, might not have all the knowledge, all the abilities, all the talents. Bring the right people together to collaborate and work on a plan. Sometimes you can get great results. And as Emily said, I do think that it would be good to have, not just anybody, but a focused person in the communities to be involved. And I do think that the results will be incremental, because it took a long time to get the way we are. It's going to take a long time to get back to where we want to be. And it's going to have to take steps. But if we don't start collaborating together, instead of trying to always focus on what I'm going to do and what you're going to do, because that's your job, it's my job, we'll be able to get things accomplished. I think it's an important thing. So just my opinion on it, and I'll be quiet for a second.
Thank you, Councilmember Gully. Further discussion?
Council President.
Councilmember Soriento.
So driving down to South Troy, I do see garbage all over the place. It attracts rats. It actually does attract crime. The crime level has increased drastically. And I am sick and tired of hearing someone say, oh, you're from Troylet. It's disgusting. It's shameful. And I absolutely support this task force, because I don't want us to be from Troylet. I want us to be from the city of Troy and represent the city of Troy. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Councilmember Soriento, well put. I'd like a slow roll.
Councilmember Gully,
Yes.
Councilmember Ash McPherson,
Yes.
Councilmember Steele,
No.
Councilmember Men,
Yes.
Councilmember Conley Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Soriento,
Yes.
Council President Mantello.
Before, just a couple quick things. I want to say this is not a task force of a bunch of meetings. We don't need meetings. We need interaction. The neighborhood has to be involved. We can't send our coordinating task force into a neighborhood without our neighborhood being a part of that effort. So I want to know very quickly, why haven't you called for this before? I was going through my emails and I hit Quality of Life Task Force and it was in my 2020 address. I talked about it all throughout 2020, talked about it during budget time, talked about it in my 2021 address, talked about it budget time last year, talked about it in 2022 address, saying that, once again, this isn't about additional staff. I'll say it a million times. I oversaw 600 people. We had 7 divisions. Each division throughout the state was working on their own. They weren't working together as a region, as a canal system. Guess what? Here in Troy, we have incredible wealth here in the city of Troy, employees, department heads. When they heard about this, I, off the record, got phone calls Don't tell anyone, Carmela. This is really cool. And sitting at the table when the shooting happened at the banquet, having code, having planning, having the police, having DPW, having all of the departments sitting around that table with the neighborhood, tackling the issues in that neighborhood with the landlord who's super responsible. That's what it's all about. It's tackling issues together. Like Councilmember Gully, Councilmember Stein, Councilmember Conley Wilson said a couple of weeks ago. We can't do it on our own. This is all about strength in numbers and taking back our streets block by block. It can happen. We can be a model here in the city of Troy. We can show that we can do it with existing staff. It's about coordination, efficiency, and proactiveness. And then just lastly, a resolution. I don't want to have to pass a resolution, but guess what? We're the legislative branch. We don't oversee the 24/7. So what we have to do, we've begged for it. We've asked for it. The neighborhood's begging for it. I'm getting calls endlessly. Carmela, it's about time. This isn't rocket science. Do it. We can do it together. All I'm asking, I don't want to have to pass a resolution or sponsor this, but just let's do this together. We'll help you. I vote aye.
6 ayes, 1 no. Resolution 41 passes.
Resolution 43.
Resolution 43, resolution appointing Commissioner of Deeds for the City of Troy, Council President Mantella.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Mann. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Gully. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 no's. Resolution 43 passes.
Resolution 45.
Resolution 45, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a consultant agreement for federal transportation project New York 2, Congress and Ferry Streets corridor improvements, PIN 1761.61. Council President Mantella at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Gully. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 no's. Resolution 45 passes.
Resolution 47.
Resolution 47. Resolution authorizing the implementation and funding of the cost of 100% of the costs of a transportation project, which may be eligible for federal aid and or state aid or reimbursement from Bridge NY funds. Council President Mantella at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion? Motion, Councilmember Gully. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Discussion. No, I wasn't sure if it was Councilmember Steele. I'm telling you, right here on this right-hand side, you sound exactly alike. I have to put my head up. Councilmember Ash McPherson seconds. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 no's. Resolution 47 passes.
And resolution 48.
Resolution 48, resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with PL Custom Body and Equipment Company Incorporated and its distributor Vandermolen Fire Apparatus for the purchase of a 2022 type III ambulance. Sorry. Through the through the Sourcewell Consortium. Council President Mantella at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Sorry.
Motion, Councilmember Soriano.
Did you see the word?
Second, Councilmember Nan. Discussion, I'm sorry, I know it's the last, resolution. Chief, is there anything different about this ambulance? I know that they're modeling it, nothing different, nothing, just new.
Does it have 150 miles?
Just new, Chief? It's needed.
Oh, this is a much needed, is this on?
Bottom.
This is a much needed ambulance. We're fortunate enough that we were able to identify a vendor, Vandermolen. They reached out to us, stated that they had an ambulance. The deal that they were working on had fallen through, and if we wanted it, it was available. It It is very close to the specs that we use, and, we just happen to be very fortunate.
Awesome. When do you expect to do anything?
June or July,
Awesome. That's
which-
great.
which everybody here knows that the pandemic, that the supply chain has been
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. So we're truly just absolutely fortunate that this came our way. So
Nice work, Chief. Thank you.
that-
Thank you
that's
very
what
much.
it was just fortunate, absolutely fortunate.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Further discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
7 ayes, 0 no's, resolution 48 passes.
All right. Quick, additional housekeeping. Easter egg hunt,
Easter egg hunt Saturday,
12 to 3.
Saturday, 12 to 3 at the Cray Central Little League. Come on down, stop over, rain or shine. We have a pavilion over there. And come on in, get some good food. What do I do with you? If you want to give it to me, or you can, do you know Joyce and Max phone number?
Okay, offline.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, I want to open up the end public forum. You have 3 minutes to talk about anything in city government, anything that is eating at you or you're happy about. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll close the public forum. We have a UFA dinner tomorrow night. Anything of interest at it? Really? How many?
15.
Wow. Okay.
We know.
That's a lot, Erin.
I did all their certificates today.
Thank you very much, everyone. And Mayor, anything new regarding Ukraine? Anything new with our, what an incredible vigil the other night. I really want to thank you for sponsoring that with Lydia. It really was very, very nice. Thank you.
Allow them to try on there. I'd like to for working with other people in the area, donate our expired turnout. Both work with other police. Made expired, that's both.
That's awesome.
Expired doesn't mean that they're ineffective. That by US standards, they're supposed to replace, but they're still effective. And they're good to reduce.
Wow, how many? Like hundreds they had to be, right? Couple hundred? That's fine. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Actually, something with, there,
We'll take it offline. I apologize. I'll take a motion to adjourn and then we'll talk.
Motion.
Motion, Councilmember Ash McPherson. Is there a second? Second, Councilmember Soriano, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Go for it.
Bye, Kiani.
I'll hopefully see you next week in person. Bye.
Bye-bye.